I didn't know that lighting design was actually a profession until about halfway through my architecture degree, and there was just some magnificent projects that we were introduced to.
Architects are starting to understand light a little bit more, so people appreciate what we contribute and they understand the limitations of what they know.
One thing that's changed since the 70s and 80s is that people know what we do. We're not just decorating the reception or seen as the outsider around the table with architects.
It feels much more like a kind of design studio feel in meetings rather than a sort of a leading architect and then your lighting design assistant.
I think lighting designers now, following how it is in the rest of the world, which is that people are more collaborative, technology has liberated us from the confines of being in just one office and having one idea. You get ideas from all over the world.
The way we communicate, the way we do things are so different. There's no boundary between distance. We get information from all over the world.
I think this generation of lighting designers are like a movement. It's kind of everyone knows each other and is playing off each other.
I think my generation is more techie. Now we've got the possibility to recreate environments in our computers, which is fantastic.
It was only recently that I've been introduced to LEDs and just the different controls, the different effects, colorations. And I'm so used to, old school fluorescence.
There were limitations on scale of, even just the size of a lamp previously, whereas we're working with microscopic stuff that we can integrate into surfaces and materials and objects.
One of the things we're looking at the moment is to go really to the module and design our own lights in a very specific and different way.
I think the new generation of lighting designers are really bringing a huge kind of diversity of experience to the lighting design world. Certainly in our studio we've got people with design backgrounds from sort of furniture
design,
from theatre.
I'm from theatre,
architecture, from all of these areas.
There's so much diversity in this industry. It's going to be really exciting to see what comes out over the next 10, 15 years.
There's starting to be a bit of a shift in the industry. There's some lighting designers going to work for architects and interior designers.
We want to approach public, we want to talk with everyone, let them know what we are doing, what is lighting all about. That's our story, we're story makers.
We actually all have this really intrinsic understanding of light, but people don't know how to articulate it. So when you start to give them the tools, they start to get really excited too.
The great pioneers of lighting design really paved the way for us. I think the way that they started to work really closely with architects has sort of opened up this dialogue that we now have.
Richard Kelly is one of my heroes. We were introduced to him through my architectural studies. It was almost branding for the Seagram building that really got me inspired.
Richard Kelly and Stanley McCandless really did absolutely invent our industry.
I'm really inspired by Dan Flavin. I think his use of colour and really simple forms just to create a huge impact on a space are amazing. James Turrell is another who, I think all lighting designers have a sort of passion for. I think going to the Rodin Crater would be unbelievable.
Le Corbusier and his use of light, for me, really highlighted the use and the importance of light in architecture.
I really believe that theatre lighting is something that all of us, all the young lighting designers, should go through in order to appreciate what makes a good scene.
I find a lot of inspiration from art pieces. People like Donald Judd, who didn't actually work with light specifically. I find really inspiring their way that they bring materials and architecture together.
It's nature, it's lighting designers, it's architects, it's photographers who inspire me.
And people like Anthony McCall, who worked with light as a solid object. I found that really interesting.
When you are inside the church, see the dome, when the sunlight penetrates into it, I feel that is the story I want to create.
I think there's just endless possibilities in the technology and in the medium itself, and it is so much fun.